ocean of belief.
Oh, it's so cold. Classic Scottish weather right now. My God. Jesus, that takes a long time to focus on my face. Holy crap. It's just gonna keep focusing on that back shit as well. My God. That's cool, huh? I like that. Alright, sweet. So, what I see online a lot, and all the time to be fair, is that people shit on the Yongnuo 50mm 1.8 lens from China because it's like a 60-70 pound lens, and I've seen like a ton of YouTubers complain about it, complain about like the sharpness, distortion, chromatic aberration, and people like Tony and Chelsea Northrup, who are actually like one of the best like photography channels on YouTube, they also shat on it a lot. Like they shat on the lens so much. But I was in college today, like editing photos, going through my library, getting stuff, you know, from my like assignments and like stuff on focal length, depth of field, and then I was just choosing images because, you know, when you take like a break from them and you come back, it's like gives you a refresh on the image. If you look at it too much, you don't get a good idea of what it's actually like because it's too fresh. You've got too many ideas attached to it. So I looked at images from months ago that I took, and over half the images I selected were taken on the Yongnuo, and I actually was blown away by how sharp the pictures were, because at the time I was kind of like I watched all these videos and stuff, and I was kind of unsatisfied with the lens, but I think it's actually like an awesome lens now. Yeah, so one of the main image that I was really thinking about was this image that I took. It's a woman I think she was in a red dress and she was like wearing high heels, but it looks so awesome, and I cropped the image. The original image was like okay, but then I cropped it more, and the sharpness there is still amazing. I think that was shot, I'm taking this off the head, it's like 2.8 I think, or maybe f2, which obviously isn't fully open, but you're not shooting 1.8 all the time. 2.8 is usually what I actually shoot more than 1.8, but the image is so bloody sharp, and it's honestly amazing for when you think of the money. Crazy. Like the lens I have just now is the 50mm 1.4G from Nikon, and it is a better lens overall, but the Yongnuo holds up well. Like you wouldn't expect how well it holds up compared to it. But another thing that led me to think was that so in the digital world, it's considered that when you spend more, you usually get better quality. Well, that's the case most of the time. You get better quality, but in the film world compared to digital, it's not like that, because obviously these things aren't like manufactured anymore. They stopped manufacturing them like 30 years ago, you know, the cameras. So it's just about how much value the individual has to the camera and how much people think it's worth nowadays to them. So one of the cameras as well that's blowing me away, I got a lomography fisheye 1 for £3 at the charity shop, and it's a little plastic like toy. It looks like a toy, it looks like a piece of crap, to be honest, and you can't really see what you're shooting at the time when you're shooting it. But then when you shoot a roll of film through it, develop them, and then look at the images, it's honestly like amazing, and like amazing quality. And I was not expecting that from lomography cameras, because obviously you look at it and it's like a plastic lens and everything, but considering the images I've gotten, I'm super happy with those. So like I think that, yeah, gear isn't everything, everyone knows that, but like the price as well it's not done to price, it's just what is it doing, what's your use with it. So like the Yongnuo is a lens that, like, I still have that lens. I've given it to a friend to borrow, and I will be using that thing again because the characteristics of the bokeh are amazing. And people shat on it, like Tony and Chelsea Northrup, like I said. They said that it was really not sharp, it had terrible bokeh, it wasn't nice looking. But now that I've had experience with nicer lenses and like stuff, For the money, it's just absolutely like, for beginning is one that you really need to go with, because you're not going to beat that value for money. I don't think there's a single lens that beats that value for money, because the Nikon 50mm 1.8G is £200 new compared to 60. That's less than half the price. I wouldn't say it's twice as good, it's absolutely not twice as good. So the point I was going to lead to from all of this was that if you're in the position of being a student who's starting photography, someone who's starting photography in general, if you're just wanting to capture some memories, or if you're trying to get into like some product shooting and you need a bit more depth of field compared to a kit lens, it's a great way to invest, because the kit lens alone is already great, to be honest. People shit on that. You can get some really good shots, but as a starter, it's amazing. And especially if you can get it used, which obviously not many people sell used Yongnuos, because they are already quite cheap, and people kind of just hang on to them because they're great lenses. But you can probably pick it up for about £40, which is like actually madness when you think about it. And the build quality isn't really bad either. Like the plastic is a bit more, you know, like a bit more tappy when you hit it, but overall fairly decent. But yeah, I need to go back home now, finish off some college work, and then edit this video. So yeah, that's it. Cool.